Welcome to the Arrington Gavin Show. Real talk, big opinions, and fearless conversations. From the front lines of politics to the latest in pop culture. From breaking sports headlines to the stories that move the world. Nothing's off limits, and nobody's holding back. Arrington Gavin is here to break it down, build it up, and keep it all the way real. So turn it up, lean in, and let's get into it. This is the Arrington Gavin Show.
Hey, what's happening, family? Welcome to the Arrington Gavin Show, your go-to spot for sharp insights, bold opinions, and unfiltered takes on the biggest stories of the day, whether it's politics, sports, pop culture, or the latest buzz. Look, we're diving deep and keeping it real. So please do me a huge favor. Kick back, stay informed, and get ready to join the conversation. Look, my friends, on today's conversation, dress with respect is with Secretary of Transportation Sean Duffy. Recently had shared letting all travelers in airports to dress more modest, right? Dress like you got some class, like you got some sense, because he's tired of seeing folks in pajamas and dress comfort when they're on hours and hours in the air. And you know what? I really dislike that comment. I'm gonna tell you why. Because I will say this. I'm always going to be on the stance of, okay, say if you're in a public area like a restaurant or a grocery store. I will say I'm a stickler when I see folks wearing pajamas and it's like 3-4 o'clock p.m. right? Like I feel like it's a common thing on Sundays after you leave church. And then maybe this is just in the Black community, but most of the time when you leave church, what you do, your grocery shopping. Right after you leave church, you go to the grocery store, do your grocery shopping. Depending on which service you attend, you might attend the 8 o'clock service. Okay, I understand. You might attend your 9, 11:30. Sometimes they have churches that start a little later than that. And I'm like, wait a minute, it's been an all day thing. You still in your pajamas and and stuff like, it could be like somewhat of a like why? But you know what? Who am I to judge? They have the right to wear whatever the hell they want to wear. So I'm not the one to judge that. So we're going to talk about that later on in the program. Also, a question I want to ask you all: should Alex Rodriguez, A-Rod, a former Major League Baseball player, now successful entrepreneur, minority owner of I believe the Minnesota Timberwolves, should he be inducted? Is the question I want to ask, because he was caught up in a scandal of using performance-enhancing drugs, where he was, I believe, suspended for a full season. I think that's well over 82 plus games. Don't get me quoted on how many games in major leagues. It's damn near 100, but he was suspended for a whole season, and he had sat down recently with Stephen A. Smith on his program, and Stephen A. Smith asked a question, and I thought that was quite interesting, because it's like, okay, I want to hear from A-Rod, because you still have folks like Barry Bonds, who is the home run king in the major leagues, yet to be inducted. You had Roger Clemens, yet to be inducted. You had at the time the late Pete Rose, who was not involved in PEDs, but he's just another controversial figure that was not inducted. Now, we're specifically going to be focusing on the performance-enhancing drugs piece. I just mentioned Pete Rose because out of the most controversial names in sports in major leagues, in Major League Baseball, he's one of those folks. And also, I didn't have a chance to discuss on the last program, should ex-Maga supporters be forgiven? Should ex-Maga supporters be forgiven? Well, comedian, actor, radio host DL Hughley, who is extremely liberal, was on TMZ talking with them as no. The answer is no. They should never be forgiven, because you have continued to support this person and now you're over here having regrets. No, I'm not buying it. So look, we're going to talk about it. And if we have some time, I'll even throw in another story that has been surfacing around our social media feed and our news feed. And we're going to talk about that later on too. So as always, my friends, thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule to tune into yet another great episode here on the Arrington Gavin Show For those who are watching us right now on YouTube, do me a favor, like, subscribe, share with a friend, share with family. I truly appreciate it. We want to continue to grow our channel, which we see in growth on a daily basis, but we want to continue to build it up, build that great narrative, great conversation, and spread the good word of the Arrington Gavin Show, filled with great conversation, great guests as well, and just a lot of fun. So please do me a favor, subscribe to the Arrington Gavin Show YouTube channel, and I'll truly appreciate it. Give us a thumbs up as well. It helps with our algorithm. In addition to watching us on YouTube, you can also do me a favor, support our friends, our fam over at GOATverse TV. You can check out past episodes of the Arrington Gavin Show on GOATverse TV. Ways you can tune into that is simply by downloading the app. It's free. It's an independent streaming channel, streaming network. It's available on the App Store, Google Play Store, Roku, as well as Amazon Fire TV. All right, and again, that's GOATverse TV. In addition to all of that, you can also listen to us on the go wherever you listen to your podcast. You can tune into the Arrington Gavin Show, whether if it's iHeart, Spotify, Odyssey. I'm telling you, whatever podcast platform you are using, you can tune into the Arrington Gavin Show by simply just typing in the Arrington Gavin Show, or you can just say my name, Arrington Gavin, in anything. You will find us there. And then lastly, you can also listen to us on the radio airwaves in your car. Shout out to our fam out in New Orleans, WBOK 1230 a.m. What New Orleans is talking about. Arrington Gavin Show weeknights at 7 p.m. Central Time. Again, that's only on WBOK 1230 a.m. What New Orleans is talking about. And then we're gonna head over to the Metro Atlanta area to WDJY 99.1 FM Straight Talk. You can tune to the Arrington Gavin Show weeknights at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and that's on WDJY 99.1 FM Straight Talk. Then lastly, over in the Houston area, Afro Vibes Radio, Mondays at 12 p.m. Central Time. You can check out the Arrington Gavin Show. So we continue to grow our affiliates, y'all, and again, we couldn't do it without the help of our listeners, right? You continue to spread the word, you continue to support the program and build our audience up. And again, I couldn't thank you enough, because I myself was very nervous starting this show. Now we're going on almost 500 episodes. I believe we're around 474 to be exact. But we're getting close to 500 episodes, and we're gonna keep the momentum going. We're gonna keep it going, y'all, because I have fun. I have fun talking with you all. I have fun, keep y'all up to speed as what's happening in our world, in the world of pop culture, sports, politics, you name it. We talk a little bit about everything here on the Arrington Gavin Show. All right, my friends. So, look, we're going to take a commercial break, but when we come back, we're going to get this show on the road. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to the Arrington Gavin Show. We'll be right back after these commercial breaks.
Every man has a story to tell. Your ambitions, your achievements, your legacy. Your suit should reflect that story, crafted precisely, designed for impact, and tailored exclusively for you. We work with only the finest fabrics, luxurious wools, silk, linen, and blends from world-renowned mills in Italy, the UK, and India. These fabrics are the foundation of custom suits that exude elegance and stand the test of time. But a suit isn't just about fabric, it's about fit, and it's about confidence, and it all starts with you. When you work with me, you'll receive a personalized consultation, whether in person or over Zoom. Together, we'll explore your vision and discuss your needs, and we're gonna bring your ideas to life. My journey as a designer includes apprenticing under New York-based designer Clavon Leonard, showcasing collections at New York Fashion Week, Algeria Fashion Week, and the prestigious Baltimore Met Gala. That experience is what we bring to every suit we create, from weddings to corporate events and everything in between. We specialize in crafting one-of-a-kind suits for life's most significant moments. Dapper Luke has been recognized as one of Baltimore's best menswear in 2023, and I was honored to be one of the 10 designers selected for the prestigious Baltimore Met Gala. With over 900 satisfied clients, we proudly serve Virginia Beach and Baltimore, bringing world-class designs to these incredible communities. We don't just make suits, we craft confidence. Your suit will fit your body, your style, and it will tell your story. Book your free online personal consultation today. Visit www.dapperluke.com.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to
And we still in traffic.
Don't look familiar, do I? Not in this seat.
Hey, what's that you listening to?
Here to host today.
Hey, turn it up.
With me?
Yeah, this that new GoVerse app. I got you.
So y'all want to know where the goats are? They're off on the sidelines.
Looking for fresh, relevant content wherever you go?
What was the name of that he said?
Introducing GoatVerse TV.
GoatVerse, that's what it's called.
The free streaming app that brings you the best podcasts, current events, and thought-provoking opinions all in one place. Download it now from the Apple Store or Play Store. In GOATs, we trust.
You know, just like a winning team evolves throughout the season, so does your beard. I'm Arrington Gavin, proud CEO of Rugged Evolution Beard Care. With our premium oils, balms, and grooming tools, it's everything you need to level up your beard game. Whether you're a seasoned pro or a rookie, Rugged Evolution is the new smooth. Order now and dominate the beard game like never before. Rugged Evolution Beard Care, because every beard deserves to be legendary.
All right, family, welcome back to the Arrington Gavin Show. I'm your friend, your homie, Arrington Gavin, coming to you on this wonderful evening. Look, first up, we're going to talk about a certain Hall of Famer, football Hall of Famer, that is heading to an HBCU. That's right, a historically black college and university. I'm talking about NFL Hall of Famer, Hall of Fame running back, Marshall Faulk. That's right, Marshall Faulk, who had recently, during this season, has been the running backs coach over at the University of Colorado, led by another fellow Hall of Famer and Super Bowl winning player, Deion Sanders. Marshall Faulk it has been shared out publicly that he will be expected to sign a 3-year deal with an option with Southern University. So, reported by ESPN, Colorado's running backs coach Marshall Faulk, the Pro and College Football Hall of Famer, is expected to become the next head coach at Southern University. Faulk, a New Orleans native, will return to his home state following his first season coaching college football, where he worked at Colorado under fellow Pro Football Hall of Famer, as I mentioned, Deion Sanders. Now, Southern, an HBCU school in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, fired Coach Terrence Graves last month following a 1-6 start. Now, the 52-year-old won NFL MVP honors in 2000, was named NFL Offensive Player of the Year 3 times, and made 7 Pro Bowls. He had 12,279, to be exact, career rushing yards and 100 touchdowns, and was a 2011 inductee into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. He's also was a 2-time All-American running back at San Diego State and entered the College Hall of Fame in 2017. Now, in August, Faulk told ESPN why he elected to enter college football after being asked to do so several times following his playing career. He spent time working as an analyst on ESPN until 2017. And then in addition to that, what quote here, it says, "I've been offered jobs. He said, if it wasn't for Coach Prime, I would not even try this. This wasn't even on my list of things to do in the least way. I put crazy hours in when I played like player and coach's hours in to become the student of the game that I was. And when I walked away from it, I couldn't believe how much time I invested into the game." Now, one thing, y'all, what I've noticed, and they're absolutely right, Coach Prime, Deion Sanders, has created a new era. And really, I don't want to overlook the other past, because let's be honest, Deion Sanders was not the first former NFL player to coach college football post his playing career, or also coach at a HBCU post career. Okay, you got Eddie George, who's a successful coach. You had former NFL coach. You had Hugh Jackson, Hugh Jackson was coaching in the HBCU. Well, at the time, Ed Reed was, but that we all know that story that happened at oh man, where was that? Was that Bethune? I think that was Bethune Cookman. Yeah, I think that was Bethune Cookman. But there were so many players that just said, Dion he made it. He added a new swag to it, right? You saw clearly the benefits of having a prolific and influential figure like a Deion Sanders at a HBCU, because when he was at Jackson State before he was at University of Colorado, Deion Sanders made millions for not even the university, but the area of Jackson, Mississippi. Okay. He brought in stars left and right. He grew the culture. He brought in revenue, new stadium, you name it. He did what he back-to-back SWAC titles. He came and he delivered his promise. And so what we're seeing now is folks following behind Deion Sanders. Now, hopefully, they don't try to repeat, just like Deion, because not everybody can do the same thing. And I'll be honest. So in my home area of Hampton Roads, Virginia, we have an iconic former NFL star in Michael Vick. Michael Vick is finishing up. Well, I'm sorry, he just completed his inaugural season as a head football coach, a head college football coach. I believe they completed the season either 1-10. Yeah, I believe it was either 1-10 or 1-11. I mean, not the kind of season you want. Now, don't get me wrong. This is his inaugural season. It's a growing process, right? You learn from your mistakes. You see, you complete a season. Now you see what you got to do off season, right? Whether if it's come to recruiting, whether it's come to coaching, a style, strategy, you name it. Not everybody can succeed like that. But at the end of the day, I know the impact that Michael Vick has brought to Norfolk State University as well as the area. I mean, alone, I believe Vick has brought in $30 million, close to $30 million to the university. That's from, from ticket sales, from players coming in, from donors, from X and Y. Like, it's a big deal. The last homecoming that Norfolk State had brought in 47,000 plus people. Okay, 47,000. Now the stadium alone can hold 30,000 max capacity. So that was a lot of outside folks too. That was probably tailgating. So that's why I'm sharing this story with you all, because Marshall Faulk, one of the greatest running backs now. Let's just be frank. Marshall Faulk was that guy in the league. He was. I believe he has a ring with the St. Louis Rams at the time, with Kurt Warner and Torrey Holt and Isaac Bruce. He had some great years with my Colts as well too. But Marshall Faulk was that guy. I want to, for one, congratulate the Hall of Famer on this wonderful honors. I think what he's going to be doing not only is impacting his community, because he is heading back home. So I know it's going to be even more great to have your first ever head coaching gig, which I'm glad he had some experience coaching under, so he can kind of he can be mentored under Deion Sanders, watching the strategy, watching the structure, professionalism, all that good stuff, take notes. And now he's like, okay, I'm going to try and bring this to Baton Rouge, right? So I think after a season, hopefully he's learned some good pieces. He's coaching a team that was 1-6 before, so they're gonna want to see some. I'm hoping he can at least receive between 4 and 5 wins. I think he should reach out to a lot of coaches, some of his close friends that are coaching now. Now I'm not sure which conference or division Southern University is. But again, I think this is a big deal, not only for his career, but also for HBCUs. And I'm a huge supporter of HBCUs, historical black colleges and universities, because HBCUs are some of the most oldest institutions in the world. I mean, in the country, and as well as the most underfunded too, which is extremely unfortunate. But that's the way society and the system treats it. Because best believe when it's government funding being given to universities, they're gonna give it to much more to PWIs than an HBCU. Okay, and that's the unfortunate piece of one of the struggles of keeping a HBCU afloat, right? When it comes to making sure they have all the right resources in X, Y, and Z. But HBCUs has graduated some of the most accomplished individuals in our time. I mean, especially in the world of sports too. Come on now. Jerry Rice, Shannon Sharp, Michael Strahan. Who else went to an HBCU? Doug Williams. Okay, the list goes on and on. And that's just in football. I'm not even talking about basketball. I'm not even talking about tennis. I'm not even talking about soccer. I'm not even talking about any other sport. I'm not even talking about business. Okay, I'm not even talking about entertainment. The list goes on and on. Let's go ahead and fast forward this, y'all. Move on to our next story. So let's stay in the world of sports. As I mentioned earlier, Alex Rodriguez was recently had a sit down with Stephen A. Smith, and they were discussing. Stephen A. Smith had asked a question basically: do you think you should be inducted in the Hall? Well, I think he had asked about Barry Bonds and Roger Clemens first, but he asked about him getting inducted first. So let me go ahead and show you that soundbite, and then we'll talk on the other side.
Alex Rodriguez, do you believe you deserve to be in the Hall of Fame? 696 home runs, a champion, the skill set that you had, even with and without this stuff. Do you believe that you are deserving of being in the Hall of Fame? And by that, I ask not just about you. I also ask about even somebody like a Barry Bonds. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I mean, Stephen, Barry Bonds or Roger Clemens, to me, are absolutely no-brainers. I mean, when you think about Barry Bonds, who's a great friend of mine, he's head and shoulders above any player I've ever seen. And I've watched as much baseball as probably anyone alive my age. I've watched every pitch of the World Series starting to 85, and then obviously the Mets and the Red Sox in 86, and so on and so forth. So there's no one better. And I think when you talk to people in a quiet moment, they'll say Barry Bonds he is the Michael Jordan of our sport. And Roger does the same from a pitching side, right? With 7 Cy Youngs and all the accomplishments he has. Those are like no-brainers. I personally think I do belong in the Hall of Fame, but at the same time, if I don't, I have no one to blame but myself.
Alex Rodriguez.
All right, so right then and there, Alex Rodriguez said no, he definitely believes he deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. He also believes that Barry Bonds should be inducted to the Hall of Fame. He also believes that Roger Clemens should be inducted into the Hall of Fame. So let me go ahead and read you this article from CBS Sports that I just pulled up here. A-Rod recently had called out hypocrisy over Bud Selig's Hall of Fame induction, and he's mostly right to do so, right? Because Bud Selig's also was involved in a steroid issue, okay, a performance enhancing drug. So, and he has the right to be upset. So, A-Rod is one of baseball's is on the Baseball Hall of Fame ballot this year. Now, it's his 5th time on the ballot, and he has yet to get to 40% of the vote in his previous 4 tries. Now, the threshold of the induction is 75%. So it doesn't look like he'll make it like Roger Clemens and Barry Bonds before him. A-Rod is statistically One of the greatest players in Major League history. I agree on that. And I'm not being biased because I am a Yankees fan. A-Rod is one of the greatest players of all time. But his ties to PEDs are keeping him out of Cooperstown. In the recent weeks, A-Rod joined Stephen A. Smith, which I just played you the clip right there, and pointed out some hypocrisy that he sees on display with the Baseball Hall of Fame. Now, coming on the heels of a comment about Barry Bonds, Mark McGwire, and Sammy Sosa, A-Rod replied that the following, and I quote, "All of this stuff you're talking about was under Bud Selig's watch." All right. And the fact that those two guys are not in, but somehow Bud is in the Hall of Fame, that to me feels like there's a little bit of some hypocrisy around that. Unfortunately, the voting body that put Zelich in the Hall of Fame is the same one that passed on Bonds and Clemens and Sosa and McGwire, and is passing on A-Rod. Selig's one of Selig was inducted into the Hall of Fame after getting enough votes from the 16-person Today's Game era committee. Now, the votes most fans pay heavy attention to each year is the BBWAA vote, which only considers players and never includes executives. All right. It's still difficult to argue with A-Rod here. And this is an opinion piece, by the way, and this opinion piece, let me see, is by Matt Snyder. I just wanted to give him credit there before I continue reading this. Let's see. It's still difficult to argue. With A-Rod here. If we don't have Bonds and Clemens in the Hall of Fame, why should Selig be in it? He took over as acting commissioner in 1992 and was finally made full-time commissioner in 98, serving through the 2015 season. Major League embraced all the attention from the home run chase between McGwire and Sosa in 98 and celebrated Bonds' 73 home runs in 2001. The league was actively looking the other way on PEDs until putting together the joint drug agreement in time for the 04 season. Says here we could also point out that Selig was involved in the owners' collusion scandal in the 80s, which resulted in the involved owners having to pay $280 million in damages to players. The game certainly grew under Selig's watch, but he was part of the administration that reamped the rewards from the extra attention gained during the steroid era, and then also an administration that made PEDs offenders pariahs once there was a testing system in place. Let me pause right there. So when I'm continuing to read this, what I'm noticing is that there was so much controversy under this executive's watch. And on top of that, he was involved in a scandal. He was very much so involved in a scandal. My thing is, I use the comparison to NFL. Now, we've never had players in the NFL that was the first controversial, I would say, inductee that I can easily speak on is Terrell Owens. In my opinion, top 5 greatest wide receivers of all times. Terrell Owens still looks like he can still play another 15 plus years. T.O. was controversial because T.O. always went against the grain with leadership. He's always arguing with leadership, whether if it's more money, giving the ball more, which is coaches. He was a head case to the point he even in a last minute kind of FU stance that what I thought that was when he got inducted, instead of having his induction in being in Canton, Ohio, where the NFL Hall of Fame is always held at, he had it at his alma mater, at his university, and had basically the whole entire day catered to him. He made a speech out there. He did it on the same day. It was weird, but it was very much so in T.O. fashion. Now, T.O., I believe, was not a first ballot. I don't think he was a second ballot. He might have been third or fourth. I mean, he had waited quite a minute to get inducted, which he really should have been inducted sooner, but he should have been first ballot by far. But what I'm bringing up is the more controversial you are, that stops your momentum on possibly getting inducted. So with A-Rod being involved in a scandal, right? What that does is that stops your momentum, especially PEDs, because they're looking like this. Okay, you had a performance enhancing drug to help better your game, and because you had an advantage tool, you shouldn't be inducted. Now, for me, in my honest opinion, if they have that same mindset towards someone like a Barry Bonds, then why the hell do you still have him as the all-time home run leader? Like, I mean, let me just check real quick. Let me check. Let me come out of this real quick. So, okay, it says here Barry Bonds hold 2 major home run records: the career record with 762 and the single season record with 73. He is the all-time leader in career home runs and a record he set in 07. He holds a single season record. So again, my thing is, if he is the home run leader, wouldn't the home run leader be first ballot? Okay, someone that holds 2 major major league records, shouldn't that easily be first ballot? Because you basically say, okay, his name is in the history books, but he should not get inducted. Like, to me, it doesn't make sense to me. Please, one of you baseball fans out there that are regular listeners of this program, let me know if I'm wrong at this. Like, am I wrong for thinking that? Where am I lost at? Where can you help me out on this one? Because the last time I checked, Lance Armstrong won 7 Tour de France's. Once he got that drug screening, and they found out that he was basically juiced up during them tours, you know what they did? We're taking all of them, not 2, not 1, all 7. All 7 of his Tour de France's were taken away. Endorsements taken, everything taken. And Lance was, I mean, he's been under hiding. Last time I checked, I mean, I think he obviously still has some money because he probably, saved, was smart with his funds and all that other stuff. And again, he's still a celeb. Like, I mean, that story alone, it hurt his career, but it's going to keep him in the public eye. But he had basically performance enhancing PEDs, right? He went against the rules, used a steroid to benefit his game. And when they found out, they took that away. So why is it that Barry Bonds still, which they found out, okay, they found out, he still is the home run leader. He still is the home run leader in career home runs and single season record. So it just make sense to me, y'all. Make it make sense. As I continue to read this here, I forgot where I even left off at. So the moral of this story, because this is an opinion piece from CBS Sports, what Matt Snyder is saying that Bud Selig should not be a Hall of Famer. There are some voters, such as myself, who won't vote for players who tested positive and or were suspended for PEDs once there was a system in place. But if not, everyone is fair game to vote in. Okay, that's interesting. So what he's saying is, since it was not a actual drug system, I guess, in place, if that was before the actual testing was in existence, then those guys should be. I think that's what he's explaining. There are, let's see. That means I would have been a yes for Bonds, Clemens, Sosa, and McGuire, but I'm a no on A-Rod. I would have been a strong on a Selage, notably for the collusion case. Okay, for the collusion case. That was that scandal that I read earlier with the that he was involved in. The bottom line is, yes, A-Rod is correct regarding how it looks hypocritical with Selage in the Hall of Fame. It just isn't as simple when it comes to what group deserves the blame for said hypocrisy. It wasn't the BBWAA. It was the people who voted for Selage in 2016 for the 2017 class. That's interesting. I'm going to read up on that. I'm going to try and reach out to Matt Snyder on that, because that's actually an interesting piece. Because I want to listen more about this. I really do want to listen more about this story here. But look, we're going to take another commercial break, my friends. When we come back, we're going to talk some politics. So look, my friends, you're listening to the Arrington Gavin Show. Don't go anywhere. We have a lot more show for you. We'll be right back after these commercial breaks.
Jazera Learning Institute, LLC, is a hybrid learning center that strives to educate adults and children in all fields. During the day, we offer programs that are focused on developing students from pre-K to 12th grade, which includes tutoring, homeschool co-op, an after-school program, SAT, ACT prep, and many more engaging academic programs. Our adult education programs include workforce trainings, GED prep, life coaching, various seminars, and many more. Our vision is to train and educate in a positive way that will lead to a positive change in the world, one person at a time. For more information, visit us online at JazeranLearningInstitute.com or call us at 757-208-7407.
Order your beard care products with Rugged Evolution. We're your local beard care line that supports the maintenance of your full, mature beard. Our line includes conditioning shampoos, moisturizers, balms, oils, shaving lotions, and exfoliating soaps. These products moisturize, hydrate, nourish, and have all the natural ingredients for a healty beard. Log on to our website or download our app to place your orders. Become a man of distinction with Rugged Evolution Beard Care. And remember,
Rugged is the new smooth.
Let me tell you something most people get wrong about suits. A suit isn't just about you wearing it. It's how you show the world who you are. It's your handshake before you say a word, your presence when you step into any room. That's why we design statements at Dapper Luke. We don't just make suits. We'll start with the fabrics that tell your story, luxurious wools, silk, linen, and blends sourced from the finest mills in Italy, the UK, and India. Then we'll combine that with your vision, your personality, and your style. Every detail is tailored to you, from the fit to the finish. Whether for your wedding, a gala, the boardroom, we specialize in creating custom suits that are unique, just like the men who wear them. We spent years perfecting this craft, apprenticing under designers in New York and showcasing collections in New York and for Baltimore Fashion Week. None of that matters as much as seeing the look on your face when you try on your custom suit. Over 900 clients have already trusted us to deliver the best custom suits. They trust me to deliver the confidence. We proudly serve Virginia Beach and Baltimore and would be honored to bring your vision to life next. Let's create something unforgettable. Book your free consultation today at www.dapperluke.com.
What is dedication?
The thing that drives me every day as a dad is Dariana. We call him Day Day for short. Every day he's hungry for something, whether it's attention, affection, knowledge. And there's this huge responsibility in making sure that when he's no longer under my wing, that he's a good person. I want him to be able to sit back one day and go, we worked together, we did a good job.
That's dedication. Find out more at fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
All right, my guys, what's happening? Welcome back to the Arrington Gavin Show. So look, comedian, actor, radio host, DL Hughley, I'm telling you, is one of the, first of all, I'm a huge DL Hughley fan. Now, DL Hughley is an unapologetic liberal. He is he's a strong Democrat. I wouldn't consider him an extremist. But sometimes he toasts that line. But I'm a huge fan. I'm a huge fan of him, not just because it's comedy. I think most part he speaks facts. I think he brings up great points 24/7. So he's been regular on TMZ. TMZ brings him in a lot as he discussed politics, current issues that's happening X, Y, and Z. And this time he had spoken about. It was brought up like, should folks that have supported MAGA in the past or support them in the past and no longer support MAGA, should they be forgiven? Let me play you this clip real quick, and we'll talk on the other side.
I understand that you're hardline and you say, look, if you supported them, I'm done with you. But if they genuinely have a change of heart, right? And why wouldn't you want to have more people on your side of the aisle?
I think the one thing that's consistent with people that have changed their mind is there was an inherent selfishness they responded to. When something happened to them or somebody that looked like them or somebody they love, then they responded. Had it been happening to anybody else, they wouldn't have cared. So if your motivation is that, you have seen it damage people that you love, that's selfishness. And you voted in a very selfish way.
So you're saying there's no room in politics, there's no room for forgiveness.
What I've learned from Republicans is you draw your circles tight and keep it that way. The entire administration now is based on not proficiency, not professionalism, but loyalty. Loyalty.
But to your point, that's Trump, right? And let's say he can't run again. So now you're just talking about whether someone is going to espouse the Republican platform or the Democrat platform, right?
I don't think it's as simple as I was misled. I think you wanted to believe a thing. I think that you didn't care who it hurt as long as it wasn't you. And if it were brown and black people, all the more better for it. You know what's interesting? 2 weeks ago when I was on, 3 weeks ago I was on, they were, you and I and Charles were talking about how Bill Maher was saying, the tariffs didn't hurt anybody and I drive down my street. 3 days later, the jobs report came out. And it talked about the people it hurt. Mm-hmm. When he goes to D.C. and he takes over the city under the pretext that it is lawless, who does he use? He's attacking cities with black mayors. You helped do that. He's rounding up brown people. You helped do that. Why would I trust you again? If you can't see the obvious danger to yourself or to the people looking around you, then you're ignorant. And why would I need to be around? I don't have to change your mind. Like Chuck D said something that I'll never forget. He said, if I can't change the people around me, I got to change the people around me.
But let's go back 20, 30 years, right? I mean, there was a time where people changed their mind, right? There was a time when people could say, I thought this, but now I see things differently, and they would go back and forth.
These people had 3 bites of the apple, 3 times. They saw him win an election. They saw what happened then. They saw him try to overthrow the government, and they still did it the 3rd time. Come on now. 3rd time's the charm. We're not talking about people. All those people, a great deal of those people made this mistake 3 times. Who the hell makes a mistake 3 times? When 3 times is on purpose.
I understand that.
I mean, you gotta love DL Hughley. You gotta love him because he's absolutely right. If you made that mistake 3 times, absolutely. I know a lot of folks who voted for him his first term and said, and these are conservatives now. They said, no, I can't do it a second time, right? Perfect example. The Dick Cheney, former Vice President Dick Cheney. The Cheneys, I'm pretty sure, voted for Trump the first go round, and they're like, "Oh, absolutely not." And he publicly endorsed a Democrat, Dick Cheney, endorsing a Democrat. Never thought I'd see the day. Never thought I'd see the day. I know I have friends personally that voted for Trump. I know folks, and I consider friends that will vote for the Republican ticket no matter what, because that's what they were. That's how they were raised. Just like I know folks that do it with on the Democratic ticket. You rarely come across people that is truly like, let me let me take a gamble on this person, and then I'll take a gamble on this person next time. You know what I mean? Because it's applying for a job. It's applying for a job. You're good. You got to test the waters out with both candidates, right? But what DL Hughley is saying is not wrong at all. It was cool when he was doing all this stuff until it affected you. How many times have we seen the videos of folks, members of the Hispanic community, supporting, loving, praising Trump? Oh, we love Trump. Oh, we love Trump. It was a lady who was, I believe, a part of the entertainment crew that was singing at a Trump rally or a Trump event, and then like fast forward, her husband got deported, and she's emotional. Everybody like, and this is not just. I'm just using them as an example because that's one thing you always see on social media. Then let's move back. Economy is not getting better for the wealthy that has supported him. It's not. It's not. Okay. Everything that because there is no loyalty when it comes to this guy. Let's just be real. It's no loyalty. He thinks about himself and his family and his personal gain. That's all he doesn't think about anybody else. So while America's feeling the effects, especially folks that are losing certain benefits, right? Because a government shutdown, everybody was irritated. Government cuts, folks are irritated because they're losing jobs. SNAP benefits, okay? Because here's the thing: don't assume food stamps is only for minorities, because it's not. Okay, Mississippi, West Virginia, Montana, a lot of those red rural states, guess what? They're feeling the effects too, and a lot of them are probably diehard supporters as well. So it affects them just as much as it affects really everyone here in America. But I think DL Hughley's right. He brings up great points. Now, I'm just a forgiving individual. I will say, you do look at folks a little different when you especially those that are die hard. Mac folks, like I've told folks, I'm like, don't come near me with that red hat. It's like I'm not gonna talk to you. Like I'm not gonna make too much eye contact with you. I'll make a little small talk here and there. But it's a whole nother avenue when you're those die hard MAGA. And even there's Republican people that want to stay away from that because there's a disconnect, as I mentioned before, between MAGA and the Republican Party. So they're tired of it. Now, you just heard a while ago from the Republican Congresswoman out of Georgia, Marjorie Taylor Greene, that she will be resigning from Congress. Now, is she an individual that should be forgiven? I think not. I think not. I think she's an individual who has done a lot of harm. And now she apologized publicly, but I think it's all I don't want to hear an apology from you talking one-on-one with a reporter. I want you to go in the communities that you affected. I want you to go in the communities that you offended, okay, that you spoke poorly about. Then I might start rethinking. I said I might. But DL is a person that is he is one in a million. Like I said, I'm a huge fan of his work. I'm a huge fan of his opinions on things. And I think my question to you all will be, could you forgive a former MAGA supporter, right? Once MAGA, always MAGA is how I put it. Once MAGA, always MAGA. If you literally made it to your point to say I support the Make America Great Again movement, that says a lot than just saying, well, I lean more conservative, so I'm gonna vote for this man. Look, there's a lot of conservatives saying that Trump is not even a conservative. Trump is a team of himself, as I mentioned. He is a party of himself. He is a team of himself. He don't care about nothing but power and money. All right, that's all that he does. That's all he cares about. And so, to conclude this segment, again, I'll leave you all with the question: is could you forgive a former MAGA? Has there been a MAGA supporter in your family? That's another question I want to ask. Has there been a MAGA supporter in your family? If so, hit us up on either Instagram, or you can email us by going to our website, www.theagshow.com. A as in Apple, G as in George, theagshow.com. You can contact us from there. You can email us. We would love to stay connected with you all. And yeah, just very curious. Could you forgive an ex-MAGA supporter? I just thought that was an interesting story when I came across my feed, because I've spoken. I know a brother that voted for Trump twice, and most likely, I'm pretty sure he voted for him on a third time. And in my mind, I'm just like, I said, interesting. I just left it as that. Because, like I said, I can understand if you vote for him the first time. Curiosity. Then when you realize, you're like, oh, I can't vote for him no more. But if you voted like third party, I don't think that's an issue either, because there's folks that just say, hey, look, I never voted for a Democratic candidate. But whoever wins, I'm fine, but I'm going to vote third party because they're just not my cup of tea. I get it. But yeah, we're gonna move on. We're gonna fast forward to this. This is a story that really what's the word I'm looking for? Well, it caught my attention because it had me thinking. Because I had a conversation with a relative of a family member about this, and we were kind of having like the little back and forth, because, well, I thought he was completely wrong on his opinion on this story. But what I'm going to bring up, y'all, is, I don't know if y'all heard recently, but Secretary of Transportation Sean Duffy had recently was explaining to folks that, hey, dress with respect. Government wants to stop travelers. Government wants travelers to stop wearing pajamas and slippers at the airport. Okay, so here's my frustration with this. So when it comes to traveling, you want to dress as comfortable as you can, especially for those that have those crazy long flights. Look, as long as you smell good, as long as you ain't coming up there funky, I'm cool with that. I really could care less, because look, guess what? Most of the time, I'm probably gonna be on a plane sleeping anyway. I ain't gonna keep no eyes on you. Just don't make any noise. Don't raise hell. All that good stuff. I'm cool. I just think it's so interesting where you have folks on the right that are coming out telling folks what to wear in an airport or in an airplane. I think it's a bit. I think it's hypocrisy, because you're the same people that say, hey, look, I don't want nobody taking my guns. I want small government. I want to keep the government out my house and away from my property. I don't want them telling me what to inject in my arm. I don't want them to do this and do that. I want them to, I want to have the right to say what I want to say and to speak my mind. And I'm like, okay, so why are you agreeing with this whole notion of don't dress in pajamas, or I would say comfortable on a plane? Why is that a big deal? Now, I get it. I've been to like grocery stores, and if you're when restaurants have a certain dress code, okay, that's totally different. If I'm in a grocery store and I've seen people wearing their pajamas, I'm not gonna go up to be like, how dare you, look at you, that is just disgusting. In my mind, I'm like, okay, it's about 5 something in the morning, 5 something in the daytime, or in the late, early early evening or late afternoon time. I'm like, they still in their pajamas, and it's like I'm just like, damn, they a little too comfortable, right? Of course, I'm gonna say something, but I'm not gonna like. I'm saying it to myself. I'm not gonna say it to them. I'm gonna look at them like, okay, but that's them. Who am I to judge? Who am I to give the right to tell people what to wear on their bodies? That's disgusting. That's just to me, that's just uncalled for. So when you have this individual, Sean Duffy, matter of fact, let me play you the clip real quick, and then we'll talk about it.
Try not to wear slippers and pajamas as we come to the airport. But I think we have to think about, how do we do a better job? How do we, maintain maybe some of that frustration we have as we travel this Thanksgiving season? Maybe we should say please and thank you to our pilots and to our flight attendants. I think, again, I call this just maybe dressing with some respect. Whether it's a pair of jeans and a decent shirt, I would encourage people to maybe dress a little better, which encourages us to maybe behave a little better. Let's try not to wear slippers and pajamas as we come to the airport.
So Sean Duffy just said, the better you dress, the more respect and nice you are, and not as frustrated and always causing havoc. Because what he's saying is, okay, so folks that cause problems on planes are the ones that dress in slippers and pajamas. No, buddy. Last time I checked, you got crazy people in suits that is raising hell on planes. You got people wearing jeans and a t-shirt, just the way you just explained. They should wear jeans and a t-shirt. Yeah, they should wear some jeans and a t-shirt. No. If it's a short flight, I get it. And look, I'm just a guy that likes to look cool when I dress. I don't care if it's comfortable attire or uncomfortable attire. Appearance is everything for me. So I'm always gonna dress kind of like to impress when I'm at an airport, but I'm gonna be comfortable. Now, as I mentioned, for folks that are wearing slippers or maybe they do that because, hey, they're gonna be on a plane for a while. They might have a late delay, and on top of that, when they have to go through TSA and have to take off their shoes, it's a little easier taking off slippers. Like, I'm trying to figure out transportation. The Secretary of Transportation could be doing so much other better stuff than complain about what people wear on an airport. Like, can you do me a favor? We have a lot more issues than of what people wear. I really do think that we have a lot more other things that is much more important in our world than to worry about people wearing pajamas and slippers. But I'm looking at my time because I'm running a little short. I might continue talking about this on the next show. But yeah, I had a relative that was saying, well, I'm happy that they get to use this because, and I'll just be honest, this relative is a bit ignorant. I will say he's a controversial person, which I think we all have that individual in our family. He's not a conservative by all means. He's not a Trump supporter. He's just a very interesting individual. I'll just say that. And so he said, no, I'm happy they did that because it shows the wrong I don't know, it's giving off a wrong impression, or it's people was coming out with no bra under there and this and that and the other. I'm like, first of all, you staying mighty hard, sir, to be seeing nobody wearing no bra. Second, it's a plane. Do you know how uncomfortable a plane is in general? Look, especially if I'm sleeping, I want to wear what the hell I want to wear. Okay, it's not a big deal. Does their pajamas scare you to the point where, oh my gosh, that person could be a terrorist or something? I mean, I'm just saying, like, what harm does that cause people on a plane? It doesn't cause any harm whatsoever. And the next question I want to ask the Secretary Duffy is, okay, what is the reason for this? If you tell people to dress nice, what is that going to help? What is that causing here? Just you telling people what to wear, like, doesn't make sense. So for me, I will say this: y'all continue to wear just as long as y'all ain't naked, okay, up there, and show some respect. But until next time, look, that's my time. Until next time, y'all continue to tune into the Arrington Gavin Show. Weeknights available on all digital and streaming platforms. I truly appreciate it, my friend. Peace and blessings. I'll talk to you soon. I'm out.
That's it for tonight on the Arrington Gavin Show. Thanks for tapping in and keeping the conversation alive. Don't forget, stay connected with us on all platforms. Follow at Arrington Gavin on Instagram, Blue Sky, and X, and subscribe to the official Substack for exclusive takes and deep dives you won't get anywhere else. We're here every weeknight, same time, same energy, same real talk. Until next time, stay bold, stay sharp, and stay true. That's what we do on the Arrington Gavin Show. Peace.